Let's hear from Jay Norvell. Okay, this is the head coach at Colorado State, getting ready for Colorado.
ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So,
okay, so a shot at Deion for the hat and glasses.
What is he thinking?
And why, we're not sure. They're 23-point underdogs. Maybe have that opinion next week.
Like, you're taking a shot at how someone looks and dresses.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, let's be honest. A hat and glasses. I mean,
that's a personal shot that's below the waist.
I don't know. Some people don't like it. There are times I'll wear a hat like at a meal, and it's not always. Some people don't think it's appropriate, and I do understand that. But,
but that's like an indoors thing. Name a head coach that takes their hat off when they do the post game interview.
True. Good point.
None of them.
There's a lot of them
or
that wear
visor,
hats. You're right.
None of them take it off.
I have some advice
for me,
for him.
Okay.
How about instead of worrying about if Deion Sanders is wearing a hat and sunglasses all the time, maybe you should worry about how you're a 23-point underdog this weekend and how you should try to, I don't know, contain, which you won't, Shedeur Sanders.
Right. This is a Colorado State team, just so we are clear.
Hat and sunglasses. What an idiot.
Listen to this. Colorado State, this is their last 6 seasons. Okay. 0-1, 3-9, 3-9, 1-3, COVID. 4-8, 3-9.
Is that good?
It's been awful. Now, at one point, Colorado State was a very proud program. They gave Colorado fits in this series in the 2000s. That's not necessarily the case anymore. Now, Deion, here's the other crazy part. Deion had been really complimentary all week of Colorado State facing another black head coach. He had talked about the importance of that.
Yes.
It's the only time he's going to do that this season. Well, he didn't like what Jay Norvell said and had this to say at Colorado practice, right?
Yes, sir. I'm minding my own business, watching some film, trying to get ready, trying to get out here and be the best coach I could be. And I look up and I read some bull junk that Deion said about us.
Talk to us.
Once again,
talk to us.
Why would you want to talk about us when we don't talk about nobody? All we do is go out here, work our butts off, and do our job on Saturday. But when they give us ammunition, they done messed around and made it what? It was just going to be a good game. They done messed around and made it personal. It was going to be a great test, a battle of Colorado, but they done messed around and made it personal.
The best part about that is at the very end, Deion is smiling ear to ear because he knows this is what he maybe not needed, but absolutely wanted to happen.
He's made for that. I mean, he's a brilliant speaker. He's a brilliant motivator. If you've watched any of this stuff on social media, this is constant. In week, before the game, after the game. I don't know what it looks like if things don't go well because I haven't seen it as of yet. Although I do recall last year, Jackson State lost the championship game of whatever they were playing in. I forget what it was. But the championship game, like the Celebration Bowl, and some dude dropped a touchdown, easy touchdown, could have won the game for him. And I do remember post-game, they showed him in the locker room. He was already on his way for Colorado. And he went up to the kid that dropped the touchdown and said, "This isn't on you." Like, he completely picked this kid up in his lowest moment. I mean, you dropped the touchdown in the championship game, and he completely picked this kid up. So he's positioned himself really well. He knows what buttons to push, which is really unbelievable. He's not some longtime head coach. He's just gotten into this the last few years.
Well, he's already got those kids so pumped up that they'll all run through a brick wall for him. So now
I want to run through a brick wall for Deion.
See, that's my point, though. So now anybody that talks ish about Deion, they're just going to be like, "Oh, you don't say that about our head coach," and it's just going to pump him up even more. So why would he even say anything?
Deion is one of the greatest, like, not only talkers in sports history, but just competitors. And he backed it up all the time. He goes down as one of the greatest cornerbacks in NFL history, maybe the best. It's hard to think of somebody better for an overall career than Deion Sanders. Like, when you say Deion Sanders, you think lockdown cornerback. You think one of the all-time greatest.
Well, I also think about his 15-year career in the big leagues.
Also two-way player.
To sport
player. And what do all the greats like have in common? They all have to either find something to motivate them, but they're such geniuses when they have that opportunity in front of them to find something to motivate them to become the best player on the planet, whatever they're doing. So to literally just take out a silver platter, give it to Deion, and say, hey, Deion, here's bulletin board material for you for this week, where, to be honest, it might be a little tough because we know you're playing Oregon next week. So you hopefully would overlook us. But no, we don't want you to overlook us. We want you to absolutely murder us this weekend. Here you go.
It's kind of crazy because when I bring it back home locally, I'm like, I mean, we talked to Brady Hoke for an hour a week, literally for years. And he goes out of his way never to put himself in that spot. You know who else does that? Brian Dutcher will always be complimentary of opponent, regardless of level or circumstance, right? You know who else did that? Rocky Long. Like, you got to be acutely aware to never even be close to the line that Jay Norvell crossed. Here's the thing I would say about Colorado State, too, and I said it a minute ago. He can say whatever he wants after the game.
It doesn't matter.
But to say it in the week leading up to the game is probably not smart. Now, we'll see how it plays out. Maybe Colorado State shocks the world. Maybe Colorado State shocks the world. I find it hard to believe, but maybe Colorado State shocks the world.
They're going to...
You say they lose by 40?
I honestly, like, first drive, they're going deep right away. If they score a touchdown, I wouldn't be surprised if they just go for 2, like, right away. Like, screw you guys. And this is also a guaranteed lock for this weekend.
Okay, you got guaranteed locks.
Guaranteed locks. 90% of the people in that stadium that are Colorado fans, and 100% of the Colorado coaching staff will all be wearing hats and sunglasses. Guarantee it.
Yeah, probably. But the game's out. Well, it's at night, right?
It's even more. That makes it even better because it stands out even more at night.
You know what this is reminding me of? You've seen the 30 for 30 on Miami in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening right now in Boulder with Deion is reminding me a lot. And I've watched these first 2 games. The way this is all occurring, also what's happening before the games, like in the week leading up, all the hoopla. It's a lot like Miami in the 80s. Now, the difference, of course, is Miami in the 80s won at a really high level. I don't know if Colorado's going to do that or not. I do know this. It's going to be a roller coaster. There's going to be extreme highs. I don't know if there'll be extreme lows. I don't know how long he's going to be there. I don't see this as the decade of Deion in Boulder. I'd be utterly shocked if that's the case. But for the next year or two, this is like this moment in time where you're like, wow, remember when Deion was with Colorado in Boulder?
Well, then where do you think he goes?
Florida State is probably a pretty good bet since this is alma mater.
But he also has said recently that it's not his alma mater.
Well, okay. Well, whoever's going to give him 6 years, 88. I mean,
what if Colorado couldn't do that? I mean, they're going to make so much money off Deion right now anyway.
Maybe.
Why not invest it and put it back in Deion?
He's also not a kid. I don't know how long he's going to be for coaching. He's not in his 40s. Well, is he? He's in his, I mean, he's probably almost 60 at this point, isn't he?
No, Deion? He's not almost 60. Is he?
He's 56.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, I don't know if he's going to be doing this when he's 70.
How old is Nick Saban?
Well, Nick Saban's one of the great coaches ever, and he's coached his entire career. And
I don't think Deion's going anywhere anytime soon. I really don't. I think that
71.
Yeah, but to use Nick Saban as your example, well, Nick Saban's like the number one coach in the history of college football or recent football. Just because Nick Saban coaches until he's 71 doesn't mean Deion will.
I'll say this. What Deion is doing right now at Colorado, the winning is honestly a bonus, it feels like, because the exposure for that program, okay, the exposure for the school, the money that school is bringing in because of Deion, the merchandise sales, the tickets, the celebrity. I mean, LeBron James is tweeting about Colorado.
But I think you got to win. See, that's where I think if you lose to TCU in the opener and if you lose to Nebraska,
right.
I think you got to win. I agree. Oh man, it's a train wreck. You're watching.
Yeah.
But it's one way or the other. It's never going to be in between. There's no apathy when it comes to Deion Sanders.